In this video, I'm going to look at two problems on Reddit and go through some of the solutions suggested by the community. In this problem, the aim here is to create this descending pattern. What I am about to present here is a workflow suggested by Loomer. The workflow actually creates a solid, so you will need to create a sketch based off the edges. I have created a surface body which represents the extent of each extrude. I have a straight line sketch underneath. Let's create a thin extrude. I'm going to increase the thickness and set wall location to center. This will make the thickening symmetrical about the sketch line. From here, it seems like the next logical step will be to set extend type to toObject and select the surface body. The thin extrude extends up to the surface body. The problem with doing this is that the top face takes the curvature of the surface body. We want it to be flat instead. Loomer was able to achieve this by starting the extrude from the surface body instead of from the sketch profile. Remove the previous object, go to the Start option, set it to Object, and select the surface body as the object. For Extend type, we want to extend to the top plane. In this case, we are able to achieve a flat face. You can see that the surface body cuts across the midpoint of the top face. When creating the pattern, set the object type to Features and select the extrude. Make sure to set the Compute option to adjust. This will make sure that each subsequent extrude adjusts its extent according to the surface body. Take note that if you try to create the extrude with a regular rectangular profile, it will not work. Whether you choose to start the extrude from the sketch profile or from the surface body, you will always have a curved face. So another method that Loomer tried was to pattern thickened surface bodies. Instead of a thin extrude, we can extrude a sketch line as a surface body with its extent set up to the curved surface body. From here, we can thicken. The thicken happens in a direction perpendicular to the face, so there are no issues with creating the planar face at the top. However, if we perform the pattern and select both the extrude and the thicken features, the pattern only adjusts the surface bodies. The solid bodies do not adjust. You do have the option of thickening the surface bodies individually. In this problem, we have an interesting shape. On first glance, this seems to require some sort of surfacing, but it turns out to be easier than it looks. A few of the suggestions involve revolving and filleting, and that is what we are going to do here. This seems like a pretty intimidating transition from the handle to the rest of the cap, but if we put in a bit more effort in trying to visualize an overall shape, this is nothing more than a flattened dome. This was created by simply revolving a trapezium and then adding a fillet. The next step will be to create this scoop cut. Since these lines are parallel, we cannot simply create a revolved cut. I first use this arc sketch to revolve into a surface body. Next, I use this surface body to split the main body into two. I have a sketch that defines the handle. We can create an extrude with this profile and intersect this with the split body. Combine the two bodies into one. From here, it is a matter of adding fillets in the correct order. With the last fillet, these two edges will naturally flare outwards, similar to what is shown in the picture. That's all for today's video. Hope you have found this useful. I will see you in the next one.